The police and my neighbors have been suggesting getting a dog or a gun for years. I'm not a gun person, so I'm not going to have a gun. So I got a dog after the November '05 burglary, and then I didn't have any more problems. And I was like, oh, I fixed it. So 4 years, I think, went by.
When I think Johnette, I really feel sorry for her. And, she was a nice person. And it wasn't no good news to see her house burning like that. Whenever she come home, she was hysterical. She sit in the car and she cried, and she couldn't talk to nobody. Her dog, the cat and stuff got burned up in the house and stuff, what she cared a lot about. I was glad, she wasn't at home, nobody was in there to get hurt.
And when I got the call and my neighbor said your house was on fire, it's kind of like, what? Like, I don't understand. I came home and it was just, I never got out of the car. I just sat there the entire time. And it was a mixture of shock, sadness. I was almost embarrassed for my neighbors to witness, like me, breaking down. And then for the first 10 minutes after I got there, nobody could tell me the status of my pet. So that was the first thing on my mind when I got home. I'm still hoping somehow they got out. That was like what I think set in the gravity of it. When they didn't make it, that really, kind of made it real for me. And then I just kind of broke down at that point in the car. To be honest, the only thing that I really miss in that house is my pet house and intangible things like my daily routine. Despite the fact that I had to live in a fortress of sorts, it was still my home. It was still my sanctuary. I put a lot of money into it, just making it comfortable for me, and my life at the time. So I miss that. I mean, even sometimes, like in the past couple of months, I've been laying in bed in this temporary place where I'm staying, and I just feel like I want to go home. But there's just no going back. For me, I feel like it was a direct contributor to the burglaries being such a problem in my neighborhood. The fact that there was not a strong police presence. I mean, I know they're under-resourced, but the bottom line is the criminals know, they know that they have a lot of leeway, and they know the system. They know the response times, like the back of their hand. They know the shift changes. I've had my burglar alarm ripped out of the wall, like it was too loud while they were working. It wasn't like they felt like the police were going to be there anytime soon. So that was frustrating. But the reality is, in many parts of the city, is that, smaller petty crimes, they just don't get the priority. You kind of feel like you're fighting a battle alone. I think it just contributes to how much longer it's going to take for it to come back, really. Because when people have lost faith in something, especially somebody like me that's like really, really giving it a shot, it would be virtually impossible for me to make a decision to come back or encourage anybody I know to move into the city. So I'm not saying that the city will never recover. I just think that it just contributes to the amount of time that it's going to take before that happens.